Oh, hi, I am Sid Stewart with Dr. Stewart Productions. I've got a story I want to tell you. Usually I don't do stories on my YouTube channel, but I'm going to do this one for you. This happened the other day, the story I'm going to tell you. And recently I had to upgrade in a new laptop. And I had to also buy a brand new Bluetooth mouse that would correspond to this, and it does. And it works really good, really good. Well, the other day I was using my mouse, just doing work I do because I'm a columnist for a local newspaper, I'm a pastor, I do posters and bulletins, and I'm using this thing every single day. But you know what doesn't help using it every day? What doesn't help is one day, the other day, I was using it like this, and I had to put my mouse down to my left, and as I reached across, the thing slipped out of my hand and went into my coffee. I immediately closed the lid on my laptop, took this out of my coffee, and it had submerged, watch this, see, it had submerged about 1/3 of the way, about 1/3. So then, let me tell you, let me go in the kitchen, I'll show you what I had to do. And I tried to get it all cleaned up. Now, I like coffee with creamer in it. And so I wiped the whole thing down really well, okay? And when I used it, it seemed like it wanted to correspond with the mouse or the cursor, but then it felt like it was sticky on the inside because of the creamer. So you know what I had to do, folks? I took a container of water, totally submerged it. The bubbles are coming out, it's totally in there. Have you ever sunk a mouse in liquid? I did. And when it came out, it was full of water, and I shook it and shook it and shook it. And then I thought, well, if I do it one time, I'll also do it again. Get that water in there, get that coffee out of there. So there it is. You can see it's totally full of water. All those electronic components in there, chips, whatever they build them with, was soaked in coffee. And I thought, well, if I submerged it twice, I might as well do it a third time. So we submerged it a third time and wait for all the bubbles to come out. I want this completely full because I'm going to shake it like I did, and you can see it coming out. There it is. Then I dried it all off again, and as I was drying it, I noticed the battery compartment. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and submerge it once more with a batteries out of it. So I did. I submerged it again, and folks, this really happened. I was mortified. Oh, look at that. I shook it and get all that water out. Later, I left it dry for a couple hours, just sitting on the counter on a towel. But then I shook it and shook it. Wiped everything down on the inside, wiped the batteries off, put it all together. And folks, I went back to my laptop, and the cursor was moving. I thought, hooray for me, hooray for me. The thing was moving. Alright, so it was clicking, it was moving, but then there was one problem with it. Let me tell you what it was. Top again, came over this way, opened it up, and the cursor was moving. Or I'm sorry, the cursor wasn't moving at that point. And I thought, what's wrong? What's wrong? Then it dawned on me that the Bluetooth connector on this did not hook up with this. So I had to go back to utilities, manually connect them, and it started working. And I was so happy, so joyful at that point. It was working, I could use my laptop again. Then I closed the lid on it, and later when I opened it again, it's supposed to automatically connect, and it didn't, so I had to reconnect it through the utilities, pick out this among everything else, and go click, and it connected, and I could use it again. So it was kind of frustrating that my mouse worked, but I had to keep connecting it every time I opened my laptop. So I went and bought a new one. This is from TechNet. Here's my new one here. Both are the same. I liked it so much I bought the same thing. Any mouse that can survive coffee and being dunked in water has my vote of confidence. Anyway, that's my story. The end of the story is there. My new mouse works, And I'm going to hang on to this one as a backup in case something ever happens. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Please subscribe, comment, share, like, as this helps my channel grow, and I really do appreciate that. Thank you, folks. Bye.